the bans had already been picked last game, so I'm going to hope that they just pick the same ones. I wasn't paying too close attention. I believe that Blue Team had banned Victor, Gangplank, and Zyra. Um,
Yep.
yes, so it looks like they are just going to ban the same things, which is good for us because it means that we didn't screw too much up by trying to cast these games. Um,
It is all good. Meanwhile, we do see the Zed, the time crunch, and who is the last ban going to be? Hmm.
it's
Um,
interesting to note that a lot of these bans are very team oriented because the LCS is.
Garen though.
Oh.
Maybe
Now,
so. Maybe you were half right. Garen ban not exactly team oriented.
well,
Possibly.
not so much team oriented as in like they're banning team player champions, but as in they're banning champions that apply to the champion pool of the players on the enemy team, which is something that we see a lot in LCS, where a specific champion that someone mains, Cough Cough Wukong, will get banned out a lot for a specific player because they can't play any other champion.
Well, that is okay. They did take that away. Meanwhile, we have the Sejuani getting locked in first. Do you know
Uh oh,
if
hold
any?
on, Desi. They cannot hear you. It looks like I will need to restart the stream very quickly. Um,
Wait, up. Wait, I can just do it on my end.
oh, he's.
Bam. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that better for you all? Can you hear him now?
I mean, am I louder for you?
Yes, you are much louder for me now.
There we go then. So that should be fine.
I think. Actually, I will pull up my Skype application and just crank up your volume here. Let's see this. Speakers. Here we go. All right, Nilki should be much louder now. Can you talk again?
They still can't hear me apparently.
I
That's
really hope they can hear you now.
yeah, hot and dry. Don't exactly know what the issue is. Threw it up all the way.
Oh my God, this is hurting my ears now.
Yep.
Um.
That might just be hot and dry. Like I just listened to myself on the stream. I'm not the loudest. But I can definitely hear myself.
Is it working better now? I'm playing a little bit with the still pretty quiet, but it's an improvement. Don't really know what to tell you because it's definitely set to come out of my speakers, and I definitely just maximize the audio output of my Skype to the point that my eardrums are ringing. So I should be working. Okay, well, let's talk about these picks and bans for now.
Yeah, definitely. Last time we were talking a bit about that Sejuani. Like, who do you think that's going towards? Is it gonna be Barcode Guardian? Is he gonna be the jungler for this team?
Well, what? Oh, frick. Frick.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Um, so if we look at the Seasons Greeters roster, it's looking like I'm not quite sure if Barcode is going to stick with that Sejuani. He will probably trade it away. I don't believe he is their jungler. But it is an interesting pick to go for that Sejuani because that does give them a huge CC capability, especially combined with that Morgana to just lock down them with the Sejuani ult, combo on the Morgana ult. It's going to be really hard to get out of that Morgana chain when you're kind of stunned by Sejuani for a second and a half.
Yeah, definitely. And then like they're rounding out the team's damage with that Jinx pickup. They can easily go for another damage dealer right now, or if they want to put all of their eggs into one basket, they can go for like full on utility. It's pretty. Team compositions are pretty flexible as they are right now. They're locking in the Darius, and now whoa, the
Bro,
Lux.
the Lux and the Rise. Looking
Yeah,
like they're going for a heavy AP. Oh, and they swapped to the
it,
Darius.
no, it was locked in as Darius.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I was watching the stream instead of the actual
That
client.
is
That's,
classic.
yeah, so I was commenting on something that was 5 seconds behind. Very good.
This is, it's not a bad thing going for 3 damage threats on a team, but then it does lead you very susceptible to just being steamrolled earlier on. Like the
And
damage threats, these three damage threats. Lux maybe a little bit less of a threat later on, less of a threat. I mean, more of a threat earlier on, but the Darius and the Jig specifically, they're going to need a bit to get rolling until they can hit that late game stature where they're going to be just absolutely unstoppable. What we really want to see is that red team go for like a huge early to mid game composition and get ahead and then stay ahead. That's like that would be their win condition for
it
them to
is
get that.
definitely looking like the red team is going for an early game composition with that Lee Sin in the jungle. Probably going to see him coming out a lot early on in the game, trying to gank that top lane and gank that bottom lane to prevent that Jinx from hitting her late game stride. Especially comboed with the Leona, who can very well handle a level 3 gank and just provide a lot of CC early on to blow some summoner spells or even get a few kills. As well in the top lane, that's a Darius Gnar matchup that being someone who plays a lot of top lane, the Gnar matchup on a Darius is just a huge pain in the butt. Just all of that poke
Yeah,
and
really any melee matchup into the Gnar is going to be annoying for that melee champion. Gnar does even in the Mega Gnar form, Gnar doesn't do too well, so he's gonna have to we're gonna have to pay attention to like how well he manages the Gnar bar. In melee form, you're gonna have an immediate burst advantage on the Darius with the stun and everything, but Darius will be able to out sustain damage you, and with the extra healing that he gets from his decimate, he should be fine. We're gonna have to see our dragon usually just stay in that mini Gnar form and go for that Mega Gnar kill.
yeah.
Yeah, we're into that 3 minute delay. Looks like these teams are all set and switched around.
Okay, good.
So I gotta ask you something. What teams are we actually spectating?
Oh, currently we are spectating Seasons Greeters, which are the blue team, and the red team is Shred Tears or Shed Tears. So a
Okay.
matchup of a team that is currently ranked up towards the top of the B bracket with a matchup of a team that is currently ranked down towards the bottom. So, although, as I stated earlier, this is the midweek of the LCS, this is a very, very big turning point for these teams, and it'll be exciting to see where this goes.
Oh, so we are officially halfway through this season.
I don't think we are exactly halfway through, but we're very close. I believe after these games we will be halfway through.
That is good to know. Well, it'll be fun to see where these teams stand midway through the season and how we can predict the finals of this season. Well, they actually won't be the final. Will it be the finals? I'm not exactly sure how this new format's going to be working out. I is At the end of this semester, are you guys going to be doing a mid finals tournament
So
or
what's going to happen is at the end of the semester, we're going to have the top 3 teams from Group A, which has 7 teams, and the top 3 teams from Group B, which also has 7 teams, are going to go into a playoff type situation where they'll have a little, I believe there'll be a small round robin bracket of several games apiece, followed by a knockout bracket of the top 4 for a finals type thing. Should be a really fun experience. Y'all should come out. We'll be handing away free swag.
man? Maybe I'll have to drive down from New Jersey just for the event.
That would be fun. We'll get a lot of casters. We'll dress up really nicely, and well, I'll just try my best to be
I'll
freak.
come out. I'll come out. I'll come out with like my full like 3 piece suit.
Oh, definitely, every time.
I
Oh,
have to. I have to get it retailored though. I lost a bit of weight since I got that suit, so I have to get it like retailored.
that is probably the opposite of my problem.
That is a dude, man. Junior 50, man. Junior 50.
All about that squat 15. My thighs have gotten much bigger. They don't quite fit in my slim fit suit anymore. So
Oh man.
really feeling that. All right, looking like we are about to finish this delay off here and get into the game. So let's get ready.
So who do you think? So I remember every time I cast with Seamus, we always like to do the skin wars. I'm not exactly sure how you like to do that, but my Bane are you team PvP? I am. My main requirement for who wins the skin wars is who has the better mustache, who has the better facial hair on a team. As it is, it looks as though no one on the red team has any sort of facial hair, and If they do, it's not something I can see.
Well, we do have that Victorious Morgana coming out, so, good on him for getting gold last season. Some of us still haven't gotten gold. Rip. Um,
It's unfortunate, man. It's okay. You'll make it one day.
it is looking like that red team is just going 0 skins versus the Firecracker Jinx Victorious Morgana. Why are you not Zombie Hunter Jinx? Come on, get skins pre-release. Uh,
What?
I mean,
Firecracker Jinx is a good skin.
if you're not hacking the Riot servers to get your Zombie Nunu early, are you even trying? Like, come on.
Not everyone can be Crepo and Froggen. Not everyone can put Turkey into the servers. If you
Uh,
guys don't understand that, go watch the Invitational.
Now, interestingly enough, Kaiser and Barcode Guardian are not loading in currently, which makes me sad because I want to see what Sejuani skin Barcode has and judge him for it. Because, well, if it's not Appa Rider Sejuani, then there's going to be no Yip Yips this game. And if you're not the last Airbender, are you even trying?
I can't say I understand that.
Well, poor Rider Sejuani. It looks like she's riding Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay. I guess. I suppose so.
I mean, you wouldn't understand, Dad. I don't think Barcode Guardian or Kaiser did actually load
They're
in
not.
there.
They're not. I'm not. And then this is what surprises me. How did you know he's riding? How do you know he's poor Rider Sejuani if he didn't load in?
Oh, I was just hoping he was because that's my favorite skin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, no, it is.
It is not Poor Rider Sejuani. It is in fact traditional Sejuani, so he has had that for a while. And with our first UVA LCS pause of the night, always a wonderful time.
It is. It's essentially tradition at this point. That's okay. Hopefully they do return soon enough, and we'll be able to get this game underway. Meanwhile, while we wait for these teams to come back, want to inform the stream about the other matches we have in planned. Maybe we don't. Maybe we do.
We do have one more match tonight, which will be against Black Turtles 2.0 and Shut Up and Dive, which is actually a matchup between a team that is ranked number 2 and a team that is ranked number 5. So, should be a good matchup again. Will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, and even this matchup is going to tell us a lot about where these teams lie on the skill level. Like you're saying, Seasons Greeters is on the higher spots of the bracket.
Of bracket B, yes, and
Shred Tears or Shed Tears, they're on the lower side. So this will give us a bit of information about like the difference in skill levels of these teams, like where these teams will actually lie. Are how far away are these teams in terms of skill level, and using that information, we can gain certain knowledge about the other teams and where they lie as well. Maybe this entire season is going to be one huge brawl because these teams are just so closely matched, but it was just like small minor outplays that allowed them to get ahead of each other, or is it going to be something like that OG versus SKT match where you just saw one team absolutely slaughter another?
this is going to be a very interesting LCS. Now, if we have built the teams properly, then it should be a very much team-oriented game, and how well these teams can figure out how to mesh together, because
We also have to remember that the higher ranked players, it's obvious that they've been coaching the lower ranked ones in how to play that lane and how to play the game a little bit more efficiently. So as this season progresses and as we go into the next season as well, we're going to see constant improvement among the teams, and the players that may have been silver at the beginning of the season, they could easily be at a gold and maybe even a platinum level if they're dedicated enough. And that's just like this, I guess this could be like the greater point of this tournament is to help everyone improve, help the higher ranked players improve on their coaching skills and like how well they can analyze the game, and the lower ranked players like improve playing League of Legends.
good. Yeah, well, I think a very, on your point, you said that they're all getting better and better. I think a perfect example of that is Christian Osborne, the current captain of the Black Turtles 2.0. He started out last fall as a level 27, unranked, just very new to the game type person. I don't like. I mean, he was just very new, and it was very interesting to watch him grow throughout the split because our first game against them, I remember our jungler just simply went down and picked on that lane, and every single time, um, either Christian or his ADC would end up, his ADC Frank, who is a diamond player, would end up sacrificing themselves. However, throughout the season, Christian sort of grew as a player and became very, very good at one specific champion of Janna, and was able to just support so well down there and just learn so much more about the game to the point that now he is the captain of his own team and is a very good player in his own right.
Exactly, and these are the kind of stories that um, really make up what UVA LCS is meant to be.
Now, I did just hear our lovely announcer
Yep,
announce that a summoner had reconnected, so
it is Kaiser. So we're still waiting for a Barcode Guardian. As soon as he gets back into this game, we should be starting momentarily. So how you been, Jack?
I apologize that I keep turning off my mic. I was at a water polo tournament all day, and I did not get home until about 30 minutes, or about an hour ago now. Um, so yeah, had a good day. I keep muting my mic because I'm attempting to both consume food and not disrupt the streaming
Then don't worry about it.
noise.
I can keep the stream entertained until then.
Well, I thought my entire point of being a streamer was to be entertaining, because
Yeah, it's okay.
when you
I'll be your supplement for now.
oh, and it looks like we are resuming the game, so let's get into it.
Looks as though Barcode Guardian may have already joined the game and we just did not notice. So both of these teams, I'm sure they've had plenty of time to talk amongst each other what they're going to be doing for this level 1. It'll be interesting to see what comes out. Looks as though we do see a fan technique on both sides of the map. No one's going to be going for any invade, looks like.
Well, you hate to see that. Sometimes a good invade is all you really want. Wait. Oh, sorry. I just accidentally hit my mouse. I should probably unplug it while I'm doing this so that I don't knock the camera off of its desired positions.
I guess you could do that. Wards just gonna be going down.
Just
Looking, yeah, they're looking for vision, just some information about where they're starting. Lee Sin's fairly flexible. He can actually go start on the top side, and we might even see some early aggression towards that bottom. I would have liked to see him start the red and go towards the blue second, and then make his way to the bottom for a level 3 gank. It just puts so much pressure onto One True Squirrel and Botox. They'll be around the same level as well, but there's really nothing that in the Lee Sin's kit that Morgana has anything to stop. Like, she's gonna have to like make sure that Dark Binding is on point, otherwise Lee Sin's gonna be getting in, and he's just gonna be doing an insane amount of damage, especially with that red buff if it's still on him.
yeah, as far as the peel goes for that Morgana, she does not have a lot pre-6. It's all about just landing that skill shot Q, and if she doesn't, well, looking like your ADC might be in the hole there. But I do believe that by starting that blue, the Lee Sin will probably go for an early gank top, maybe try to knock that Darius out of lane a little bit more than the Gnar's already going to be doing with his incessant Q pokes.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to see if Red Dragon doesn't push that out, because otherwise Lee Sin is just not going to be making.
Oh, Lee Sin is going for the early invade here, it looks like,
Oh,
actually.
I really do enjoy watching these, and Dude Sinclair, he's going to be able to get this very easy.
Oh, the Sejuani did not even notice him for a second there. Is forced to flash away. I believe she's still being chased by him, but does manage to make it under tower.
Duty, that was a bit of a misplay by Dude Sinclair. He could have waited a lot longer before going in, and even if Barcode Guardian had taken the red, he would have gotten the kill regardless. So he was just a little bit too hasty on the engage. Meanwhile, we do see Duty taking a lot of damage from Kaiser in this lane. It's gonna be expected. A lot of Ahri's damage is limited by the fact that you can't have minions nearby your opponent. If you want to get the full damage off, you can always throw out that Orb of Deception just for a little bit extra damage, but Lux is going to have a significant advantage earlier on. Meanwhile, there's Xenoblade in the bottom lane. Global Wolf just going in, and that's a Botoxing a lot of damage. Global Wolf taking just as much from One True Squirrel, so fairly even trade.
Very good to see the supports trading all the damage and not letting their ADCs get hurt. Darius going for the pull and a little bit of just bump and grind onto that Gnar, dropping off some of that bleed damage.
Yeah, Red Dragon.
Oh, Sejuani going for a gank up top, looking like this could turn into something. Oh, stopping that Gnar jump, he's forced to flash.
Yeah, Barcode Guardian really nicely played, stopping that hop. I'm surprised that he didn't continue chasing. He could have easily attempted to get that slow off, but he's only level 2, which is really surprising to me. One True Scroll, forced to pop the Chompers down. Global Wolf going to be locked down by the Dark Binding, and he'll be able to back away. Yeah, being level 2 and then choosing to gank is really not going to be helping his case. He didn't even take a lot of tax from Tom Pico's into that top lane, so he's actually a little bit behind Updude Sinclair right now. You really don't want to fall too far behind a Lee Sin, especially one as aggressive as Updude Sinclair. He's looking for something onto Kaiser in that mid lane, but Kaiser playing smart and playing to the safe side of the lane. Sitting on a ward, he just doesn't even know it. You know,
oh, Barcode going for another gank up top.
Yeah, Red Dragon didn't back away after the initial gank and just never put any vision down. That's AP Flare. Nice one. Xenoblade going far onto One True Squirrel. Botox. A little bit late on the Black Shield, but
well,
Squirrel.
I mean, Botox is Black Shields. It's important to notice that, oh shoot, Jinx, One True Squirrel has not gotten a single stun this game. The Leona has slid to her every single time, but not a single time has she gotten the stun off.
Yeah, Updude Sinclair now in the top lane. Because this could be first blood. No, it's not going to be. He does manage to flash out to safety.
So we're seeing a lot of flashes early on here from these ganks, meaning that within the next couple minutes here, we're going to see a lot of inescapable ganks probably.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, into this bottom lane, Botox so aggressive. He's looking for something, but they're not going to really be able to find it. AP Flare with the Spell Shield as well. This is an extremely safe bottom lane, and against the Morgana, it's going to be an extremely tough matchup until Botox is level 6. We're really just going to have to see them play a little bit behind, wait for that level 6, and then you have the opportunities to go in. As long as One True Scroll doesn't get caught out, it's going to be a huge key factor. Red Dragon, now in mini enough form, he's going to have a huge amount of advantage in that top lane. Comfy Coles is half health already. Illuminati forced to charm Barcode Guardian, and they're not going to find the lockdown with the Light Binding. Well, this is surprising to me. Barcode Guardian has been a lot more active in the jungle or in the lanes than Updude Sinclair, and that's kind of a role reversal, if I have to say, from these junglers. Updude Sinclair, he's been in the lanes once or twice, but nothing as aggressive as Barcode Guardian. He's trying so hard to make sure his team gets out of that early to mid-game trough that they're going to be in against Shred Tears or Shed Tears.
Ooh, Barcode Guardian looks like he's coming up for the sneaky gank here. Do we know if they saw him in that bush? Oh, and it looks like
he did not see Blade.
They are going in.
A lot of damage onto Global Wolf. Here comes the flash. Updude Sinclair not going to be able to go in onto that.
Teleport coming in.
Kaiser, a nice final spark. He gets first blood.
Very interesting to note that the mid laner did bring teleport there. I was expecting the Darius to come down, and surprise, it's Lux.
So, the double teleport is such a huge meta right now. If you don't go for the double teleport, you're already at an immediate disadvantage. The amount of map pressure that you provide by going that summoner spell, even in the mid lane, it's not something that you can give up that easily, and Illuminati really needs to win this lane very hard if he wants to make it work without that teleport. Red Dragon, gotta be careful. He's gonna back away. Tom Cole is just doing an equal amount of damage. BF stores on both of those 80 carries, but the CS difference is in favor of one true squirrel. As you can see, he does have the boots of speed. Up dude Sinclair, gonna be getting that blue buff over to that Ari. No, actually, Lumen Duty not getting the blue buff. That's very interesting. It would allow Lumen Duty to just absolutely out pressure Kaiser, and that's exactly what they need if they want to make this Ari do well against the Lux. It's just really surprising and puts Lumen Duty behind.
Sejuani will drop that blue buff onto Kaiser there, which is giving Kaiser a huge advantage now. He's going to be able to spam those wonderful E explosions and nice Q bindings. I'm not a mid laner. I'm not going to pretend I've memorized the names of those spells.
I mean, I'm not a mid laner either. I'm a top slash jungler. I mean,
I play Wukong.
Jack's like, oh, look at you. You remembered all the names.
I play one champion.
I play one champion. That's okay.
Oh, up dude Sinclair coming in for the gank, looking like Darius is gonna go down. Very just.
That was really easy and really quick textbook gank right there. Tom Picoles goes in with knowing that he doesn't have flash either. Up to Sinclair coming in for round 2, gets a very easy and quick kill, putting that Gnar a little bit ahead.
Oh, surprise! Barcode Guardian's actually there. Drops the ulti. They will get Epi Fire, but both flashes popped mid. Oh, up to Sinclair coming in for the secondary gank is gonna take down Kaiser there.
A lot of things just went down. You know that the Sejuani has ganked from the lane before, and then you saw Botox go so aggressive, and because of that, you needed to have determined that Sejuani is probably in the general vicinity. Let's ward this bush just in case she's in there. They didn't do that, and what we saw was Sejuani going in, and then they found that Dark Binding onto the Saber, and that was it. Meanwhile, mid lane, less of a thing onto Kaiser. The final spark is very easy to sidestep.
However, Ari did end up burning both of her summoner spells in that engagement, so she does no longer have the Ignite, which is going to lose a lot of that just explosion potential that Ari does have in that lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now, she's working on the role.
Oh, very good binding by the Morgana there, and Sivir is actually able to spell shield Jinx's ultimate there to save her support. What a nice ADC.
Yep, usually see the AD carries use that in a very selfish manner. Good guy, Effie Flare. You know, back to that top lane. Both the top laners with the phase in their inventory. Most likely going to be seeing the double Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver has really been a staple item on a lot of these.
Up dude Sinclair is top again, looking like he's just going to drop some damage onto that Darius and walk away.
Yeah, Black Cleaver's really been a staple on a lot of the bruiser slash carry top laners. So not a huge surprise. It's really just going to be all about what they can do with it. Darius arguably with the change to his passive. Now that his passive does attack damage, it's going to be a lot stronger.
Well, but that also
also
provides a bit less damage for Darius in certain situations, as in it's just much easier to stack armor against him, whereas with the old passive, you could stack some magic resist. Looking like a very good heal with the passive. Is Red Dragon going to die to the bleed?
Oh, nice. I love it. He tried to use his Gnar ultimate to get into Mega Gnar form immediately, but Barcode Guardian going to be
looking like he's going to go down here. Very heads-up play by the Lee Sin to turn around and go back and drop the shield onto that Gnar, and very good use of Mega Gnar.
Yeah. Don't know exactly why. Well, I know why she went in, but it's extremely risky, and knowing that the Gnar is about to hit Mega Gnar form, if you didn't get that ultimate off first, because what we saw was her using the Arctic Assault to go in before using the ultimate. If she had used the ultimate first, you could have denied the use of an ability to hit Mega Narform, and she possibly could have gotten the kill as a result of that. So if you had rearranged the way that she used her abilities, that could have been a kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kaiser gone in by Illumiduty.
Very good binding by Kaiser.
There are the spear rushes. There's the Xenoblade going in onto One True Squirrel, but Barcode Garden coming in for another gank. One True Squirrel is going to be staying alive for now. And here comes Undude Sinclair. Exhaust onto that Jinx, forced to flash away. Soul Shackles, not going to be able to find a lockdown. AP Flare going so far in. Teleports coming in from this Darius, and now the Gnar so late. And here he comes. That's actually going to be Kaiser with the teleport. Final Spark finds the kill. Red Dragon gonna be able to go down. He goes back in, flashes in, but doesn't have his Gnar ultimate, and he is just going to not do too much. He does find a kill onto the Sejuani. Red Dragon, there's the Super Mega Death Rocket, gets the shutdown for One True Scroll. The reset not gonna make her excited too fast. She's not gonna be too fast. Getting excited, that's what I'm saying.
Overall, looking like that play did end up in favor of the Seasons Greeters. Even though they did drop both teleports, they were able to turn that into a 2-for-1, where they lost their Sejuani and managed to pull out that dragon. So that is coming out very on top for them. The gold advantage is quite similar right now, but that first dragon is just going to give a lot of damage to them.
Well, again, up to Sinclair not giving Illumiduty the blue buff.
Very interesting that he's not giving Illumiduty the blue buff when he is not even a mana jungler, so...
Well, it's more about denying your own mid laner the blue buff, where it's arguably going to get the most value. It's just a strange call, and maybe it's just how Illumiduty wants to play the Ahri without the blue buff. Like, I'm not entirely sure where Illumiduty is on the ranking scale, but sometimes when you have a buff that you get used to playing with that buff, and then you won't realize when the blue buff is gone, and then you'll just go a little bit, you'll be a little bit over, you'll be a little cocky with yourself, and then you could like fall behind as a result of that. So like, not getting blue buff, it might be.
I believe Illumiduty and oh shoot, Lisa, Updude Sinclair are both about platinum. They're about the same skill level. Possibly, oh, Updude Sinclair chasing Lux in the jungle here. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know then. I guess
taking a couple tower shots, getting a good bit of damage off on himself, just walking around in that jungle.
maybe it's just a personal choice right now.
Oh, interesting to note, very good ward coverage by Shred Tears or Shed Tears. We have several pink wards out on the map and very deep wards into Seasons Greeter's jungle.
Yeah, and right now...
I think your mic just cut out. I believe Neil Kesh's mic just cut out. Well, Gnar is going very hard onto Darius there. He's very low and probably going to have to back here. She does. Looking very, very calm right now. We're seeing a lot of farming, a lot of just trading around, trying to set up their next play. Gnar getting a hard push onto that top lane, especially that the Darius doesn't have TP anymore. Gonna take that tower. That is our first tower this game, going down to that Gnar. Interesting to note, the Jinx is getting a huge advantage over the Sivir right now, where she has the 2 kills, whereas the Sivir... 2 kills and 3 assists, where the Sivir is at no kills, no assists, and down to her in farm. So Jinx at the eye edge and the Avarice Blade, while Sivir is struggling to pick up to that eye edge early. If we look here,
Okay.
it appears that Sejuani is topside looking for that Gnar. Oh, are you back?
Yeah, I accidentally kicked my mic's cord off.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of errors this game from the casting side. Botox landing a nice binding, comboed into the Jinx Chompers. Global Wolf gonna use that ult to try to get away, and it looks like One True Squirrel might go down here. He's able to get Global Wolf and the ADC death trade.
Yeah, and you know that's just really nicely played by both the AD carries and the supports. But really, what Season's Greeters did that Shred Tears and Shred Tears didn't do is they placed a ward in the bush, so they always had vision. Meanwhile, we do see Updo Sinclair flashing it, but the Dark Binding not going to hit him. Black Shield.
Attempted to insect kick there, but was blocked by that Black Shield.
Yeah, and you know, going back to the that 2v2, like you saw the Morgana, she went in, but the reaction from the Jinx was so late. You saw the Dark Binding go in. You should have immediately seen the Chompers instead of a little bit extra damage before the Chompers. So you had the immediate follow-up. You could have kept doing the damage, and when that Solar Flare went down, Global Wolf, when he didn't place any vision in any of the bushes. So what One True Squirrel did is he played with the vision, and as a result of that, Aphie Flare missed a lot of auto attacks that could have resulted in him getting the kill a lot earlier and possibly even saving Global Wolf's life.
Looking like Global Wolf is up here trying to make a play in the mid lane, but I do believe that they have... But because of the ample vision warding by Global Wolf into that enemy jungle, he was able to see the Morgana and the Sejuani coming down, so it's going to back off. Jinx is alone in the bot lane with the Sivir that she just has this huge advantage on. Probably not the safest place for the Sivir to be right now.
Yeah, right now, Barcode Guardian looking for, I think this is like round 5 right now. He's going to be spotted out by a ward Botox, standing on it as well. But little do they know exactly what they're doing, and Updo Sinclair is going to make them pay for it. He's looking for a gank.
He has
that bottom lane. And Lumaduty so close to dying. Can Kaiser get out alive? Yes, he will be able to. There's One True Squirrel forced to flash away, but that's a lot of damage. Soul Shackles onto Updo Sinclair, and this gank is just going to not be successful. They do find a couple of flashes, but they will walk out with their lives.
Now, Shred Tears or Shed Tears probably has a very good opportunity to do Dragon within the next 15 seconds here, with both Jinx and Morgana being. However, it looks like Lee Sin is going to go for that blue buff again, and Sivir and Leona are simply going to push to that turret. Oh, very good Jinx Rocket. Does hit the Ahri, just not quite enough damage to finish her off.
Yeah, Super Mega Death Rocket, not going to be the strongest just yet. He's only at level 1. Level 2 probably could have gotten the kill.
Shed Tears or Shred Tears or Shed Tears. Oh, yeah, catching out Barcode Guardian here.
Yeah, a nice life binding, and the final spark doing an insane amount of damage. Updo Sinclair forced to back away immediately with the Sivir ultimate. They will be able to survive for now.
Sivir ultimate and heal dropped in that fight there.
Yeah, that does give them access to the dragon, and it's going to be able. It's going to go over 2 Seasons Greeters.
So that is the second dragon going down for Seasons Greeters, who are a little bit behind in gold, but now have the second dragon to Shed Tears as 0 dragons, which just gives a huge advantage late game. Looking like Illumiduty's caught out here.
Yeah, that was an amazing use of CC ability. You saw the light binding go off first, and just as the light binding ended, you saw the dark binding find its mark, and that's how you were going to be seeing Seasons Greeters play this game out. They find one person, and that person is going to die. They're playing this pick game very well, and they're getting a nice advantage as a result of that. While the goal lead may not look to be in their favor, if you look at this kill spread, 4 of the kills are on this Jinx. You don't really, I'll get back to that, because Red Dragon, he may just end up dying.
Very good jump away by him, but it is not going to be enough to save him.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to push out that top lane. As I was saying before, 4 of the kills are onto this Jinx, 2 on the Lux, and 2 on the Sejuani. You don't really care if Darius is the one that's not getting these kills, because the way that they're playing this composition, they're playing it like a pick game, and if you have these kills onto your damage, and I guess your tank, your front line, and also a bit of your disengage as well, you'll be able to play it very well Meanwhile, onto that top lane, you have 3 kills onto that Lee Sin, who frankly, whenever he hasn't really provided much of an impact throughout this game. So when he does gank and he gets the kill, he really should have been giving it over to his laners so they can get an impact immediately into their lane. Really, it's been hurting them. He goes in. Tom Picoles may just end up going down to Updude Sinclair. The Sonic Wave does find its mark, and he is going to be 1v1. That is the small benefit of giving that Lee Sin all these kills. He's able to 1v1 that top lane Darius.
He is building a very, very damage-heavy Lee Sin here, it looks like. With that Tiamat building into the Hydra, I'm assuming, with that Vamp Scepter as well, and the Warrior Enchantment on his jungle item. Yes, goes into the Ravenous Hydra. Jinx is almost a full item ahead of Sivir at this point, with the completed Static Shiv to Sivir's Simple Avarice Blade. Looking like Global Wolf is caught out here.
Yeah, he's going to throw down the Zenith Blade. A nice flash swipe coming out from Red Dragon, but they don't find the Kaiser, the real target they were looking for. And here comes Tom Picoles coming in from the base. Doesn't have home guard, so he's not going to be able to just rush in looking for a grab with the...
Very big pop by that Jinx onto the Lee Sin. Because he is building so damage heavy that those Jinx autos are going to hurt.
Right now we do see Sivir in that bottom lane just going to be pushing it out. Just actually stop the back. There it is. She'll be going back. Would be surprising if she didn't go back.
If she didn't go back, she'd probably be dead.
She wouldn't have died. No one was making their way over to the bottom lane from Seasoned Greeters, but it does leave the team vulnerable for a mid-game push. And that's exactly what Seasoned Greeters is doing right now. They just want to push down this lane, looking for these picks. They find a Luma Duty, just a bit of poke damage down onto that Ahri. Not going to do too much, especially with the Negatron Cloak. The survivability is going to be a little bit... surviving the poke is going to be a little bit easier for her, but she can't keep getting hit. And that's Global Wolf getting caught out, and this Global Wolf going down to one true squirrel. They find it, the resets are coming out as well, and that Gnar is got to be going down. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be going back.
One true squirrel taking a couple tower shots here. Interesting choice by him. Just trying to get a little bit more poke off onto that Gnar, maybe hurt him more. Very good double binding combo, and the laser will bring down a Luma Duty. Wonderful Gnar ult as well, but he's going to go down.
They just can't do anything. The poke game is too strong, and the way to beat the poke game is to hard engage. The problem is, you don't have a hard engage besides that Leona. Leona is their only engage, and if Leona is dead, then you've resigned yourself to giving up an objective. They've lost a tower in the mid lane, and the fact that they provided no pressure into the top lane against Tom Picoles, they lost another tower in the top lane. So this gold lead is now in Seasoned Greeters' favor, and it looks as though Seasoned Greeters is not going to be giving it up.
Yeah, Seasoned Greeters has taken this game and is starting to run away with it. They were down about 2k gold about 6 or 7 minutes ago and have now swapped the scales entirely to have a 4k gold lead with 2 dragons to shed tears as 0 dragons. So looking like Jinx is going to take this bot turret, just give them a lot more playroom. They have almost all of the outer turrets taken except for that second bot turret. Dragon is up again in 15 seconds, and Shed Tears seems to be in a much better position right now for it. Trying to get some wards out, but Seasoned Greeters with a lot of good warding coverage around that Dragon, with one in the pit, one in that little bush.
Yeah, that's really going to be like a second precautionary measure in the event that Shed Tears does come back with the 2 dragons. already for them. If they can pressure the 5th dragon, then they're going to be in a very good spot throughout this game. And it looks as though they're going to be able to get this as well. And this is really going to hurt Shredtiers. There's a final spark doing a lot of damage. Now finding a kill, but that's Undo Sinclair in the backline. A nice ultimate from Parkour Garden. He's going to lock down every single member. He's not going to be going down. And that's Tom Fiacoles. He finds a kill. Red Dragon's going to be going down as well. Luma Duty and Up to Sinclair going to be the ones running away from this aggression. And like I said, Luma Duty flashing away from that light binding.
Just a very, very good play overall by Seasons Greeters. Wonderful Sejuani ult to lock down the entire team of Shed Tears. They're going to be able to take a turret off this. They got a dragon. They got 3 kills. They'll probably take that inhib too. Looking like Ari's going to come up and maybe try to get a kill with a Q, but...
And see, that's the problem with giving up your position around a dragon like that against a team like Seasons Greeters. You have 2 huge zone control skills. One with the Sejuani's Glacial Prison, and the second one with the Lucent Singularity and Final Spark of Lux. You don't want your entire team to take full damage from those abilities, because they will absolutely destroy you. And that's exactly what we saw. You saw 3 members get locked down in the choke in the beginning of the fight, and Barcode Guardian essentially zoned them away. They had no impact on the rest of that fight, and it really showed with the results.
Ari trying very hard to pick off that Lux, but is unable to find her mark there. Dropped a lot of abilities.
And they're going to just get that tower and back away. Sort of a consolation prize for losing so much.
Gold lead on Seasons Greeters has now increased to over 6K. So taking this lead and just very much snowballing with it. Important to note, Seasons Greeters does have a much more...
Yeah, wow, that was interesting. We did just see Abdul Sinclair going in, but then Global Wolf had opportunity to walk away as well, but he decided to go in, and they end up paying the price. It looks as though we've answered the question, essentially, where do these teams stand in terms of skill level on that, I guess it's, what is it called?
On the brackets.
On the standings, on the brackets, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was thinking brackets, but I didn't know what the name for the win-loss thing was called until you actually said the standings. Like, we know where these teams actually lie in terms of skill level on the standings.
very interesting to note that Seasons Greeters, with a much more late-game team comp than Shed Tears here, and just getting that lead, that tiny bit of just the dragons, and they've just taken full advantage of the snowball comp of the Darius and the Sejuani and the Jinx, and people who just excel in this late game.
So right now, we do see the entirety of Seasons Greeters going over to that bottom lane. They're going to be able to take the last second tier tower of Shred Tears or Shed Tears. And with an open inhibitor in the mid lane, it is going to force someone from Shred Tears or Shed Tears to that mid lane to deal with it eventually. And that's exactly what they're going to want. They just need to wait a bit. They have Baron buff, and it's going to be so good. Illuma Duty going down, streaming a Death Rocket, not finding the kill, but that's going to be the zap to finish off that Lee Sin. Two members are down immediately, and with super minions pushing into that mid lane, they can easily win the game right now. Kaiser taking it up for his team, while we have one true squirrel melting through these towers. You have supered up Baron minions into the base right now, and that's going to be one true squirrel with the resets, finding a kill onto that Leona, and this is going to be game. It's going to be Seasons Greeters winning out in 32 minutes in about 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Red Dragon just going to be playing around. That Gnar going to be able to survive. Botox almost going down, but it's okay.
I do appreciate the BMTPs at the end of the game there. Always an interesting thing to see. And Botox actually managed to stay alive toward the end there, so good for his case.